Okay. I want to talk about Naziah Harris. Hey, May May. Good to see you, doll. Good to see you, May May. Okay, so Naziah Harris was a 13-year-old that was taken and red-rummed in Detroit. This is a really sad case. Hey, Poppy. I love you girls. I want you to know that. I had the flu so bad. I woke up and, well, it's not a new name, May May. I covered her case. And okay, let's see if I can kind of give you the hey, before I get started on this, was there protesters outside JLR's house? Did they protest his house? I'm feeling a little bit better, not 100%, but I had to pop on here. I had to edit all those songs out of my lives. I had to edit out all the music. Can you believe that? Well, I heard that. Let me see if I can find it. Who did I hear that from? Was it White Boy Lockdown Radio? Maybe. I thought somebody said they were protesting DV outside of his house. I could totally be wrong. Totally. I don't know. JLR still has his channel as far as I know. And I don't think that, I know Magnolia got the restraining order, right? For 3 years or something like that. But I don't know if he'll go to court. You think he's on his way back from Arizona? Ask them in for coffee. He probably knows them all. Yeah, you're right about that, May May. You're right about that. He probably knows. Well, maybe White Boy was just talking about that. Okay, I won't pull it up. Okay, I had just heard it. I don't know where I freaking heard it at. Okay, so this is the problem with this Naziah Harris case. Okay, she was a 13-year-old little girl, and a man by the name of Jarvis Butts, he pled guilty to red-rumming her in Detroit. Now, he pled guilty on February 12, 2026 to charges including second-degree red-rum. Now, his trial was scheduled to begin later in the month. The problem is he had took a plea and was supposed to say where he put her body, and he unalived himself. He unalived himself. Now, she went missing around January. He admitted to basically dumping her remains in the Rouge River. Now, prosecutors said he was supposed to turn himself into authorities on a gun charge on January 9, 2024. That was the day she went missing. That was the day she went missing. I'm not ready for Easter at all, May May. So she allegedly met up with him that day, the same day he was supposed to turn himself in for the gun charges. They met up. They went to Ypsilanti before returning back to Detroit, and he checked into a motel. Now, she's only 13. Now, the problem was, they say she was pregnant, right? And they have text where he was searching online about abortion, abortion pills, and drinking red antifreeze. Let me show you her picture. Beautiful little girl. Beautiful little girl. This is just, I hope they find her. I really hope they find her. Beautiful girl. So this is the thing, though. She was 13. They believe he had been SAing her since 2022 before unaliving her in 2024. That's crazy. Prosecutor said he had a history of targeting and befriending women to get close to and SA their daughters. So this guy was meeting these women only to try to get to their daughters. Now, Naziah's case isn't the only SA abuse case that he was involved in. He was also charged for reportedly SAing 2 other young girls and has a conviction for SA from 2005. Let me see. I think it tells the age of the other girls. So prosecutors called Butts a serial child R who SA'd an 8-year-old family member and a girlfriend's 4-year-old daughter who reportedly caught chlamydia from the assault. A 4-year-old girl, he gave her chlamydia. That's disgusting. So him and, okay, he knew her. They knew each other because he was the father of her cousins. What? The abuse began in 2022 with sexual explicit text and photos being sent to the child. He was tracked to the Baton Rouge. Oh, I'm sorry. He was tracked to the Rouge River in Detroit the day after her disappearance. Law enforcement later recovered the clothes that she was last seen wearing. There was no damage to the clothing that they could indicate. Wow, that is crazy. Hey, Carrie, how are you, darling? That's nuts. Okay, so he had been grooming her and SAing her. See, this is what I don't understand. He was charged on September 27, 2024 as a habitual fourth-time offender. Fourth-time offender. Okay. The text messages dated back from 2022. She read the messages highlighted in the preliminary hearing on January 9, 2025. Okay, I've got these text messages. We'll read them. So these are text messages revealed he was allegedly sending sexual explicit messages and asked for nude photos. The messages suggested they had previous conversations also. Now, the text messages later in 2023 revealed Harris claimed she was pregnant and talked about having trouble in school due to her baby. Okay, here's the translated text messages. This is nuts. This is from 2022, September 27th. He says, come on, you okay? Where are we doing it at your choice? That is her. She says, come on, you okay? Where are we doing it at your choice? He said, you tell me. She said, basement, you sure? Or job? He said, can you perform? I mean, I hate even reading that shit. He wanted her to, you know, do a bad thing. He says, make sure you erase the messages. She said, Kay, that is what I plan to do. On June 5th, 2022, he says, I'm at your house. She said, damn, we were just there. She said, you bet not be in my room. I need another phone. I miss you. He says, I stole your panties. This guy's a creeper. Creeper. June 24, 2023. He says, send me some pictures, please. She said, don't you still got the other pics? He said, no. She said, I will send some. Wow. June 27, 2023. He says, are you naked yet? She said, no, I don't want to get naked. Are you mad I didn't get naked? He said, I used to you telling me no. She said, come on, bae. I'm sorry, just not in the mood right now. I'm sorry. She was a child. Sounds like grown-up conversation, doesn't it? September 26, 2023. She says, are you up? Question mark. Yeah, my period haven't came at all. Hello, you there? He says, what you mean? She said, it have not come. He said, since when? She said, since I was in the hospital. Don't forget, this is a guy who gave a 4-year-old chlamydia, right? This is horrible. Horrible. She said, since I was in the hospital. He said, that was last month. She said, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I have to go to the doctor's tomorrow. He said you took a pregnancy test and it was negative. She said, I did. He said, so get another one. She said, I can't. I have no money. She said, you go get one. She said, you ain't scared to get a plan B, get a pregnancy test, and bring it later today. Just act like you have to use the bathroom. Please, will you do it? Hello? He says, okay. Wow. So this is a guy who was going into her home. He was the father of her cousins, which says what? What does that tell you? How can he be the father of her cousins? That means he must have been messing with her mom or dad's brother or sister, right? Yeah, her uncle. Yep. That's crazy. November 27, 2023, she says, I just want to talk. I really don't want to lose you. Can we talk later, yes or no? She said, I don't want your I don't want your problem, but I need you to bring me what I need tonight. It's hard doing all this gym shit with this baby, and if I don't do them, I'm going to get a F. She's talking about Jim at school. January 9, 2024. This is the final text exchange before she went missing. She said, don't forget to be there before 3. I will let you know when I'm leaving the school. If you're not there, I will wait. She said, send okay if you see the message so I can delete your number. He said, okay. Wow. So he admits to unaliving her. He admits to doing all that stuff. And now that he's unalived himself, they may not find her. They may not find her. That is so sad. That is so sad, y'all. Why wasn't, I mean, the day he was supposed to turn himself in for gun charges is the day that he unalived her. And he pled guilty. That's nuts. That is nuts. That is so sad, you guys. That's so sad. I mean, horrible, horrible, horrible. Okay. Okay. We'll go through this. Let me pull this up and we'll listen to this real quick. Hey, Jenny, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you, lady. Okay, we'll listen to this really quick. Oh, wait. Wait, I have it muted. This is on Facebook, so.
I think it was a bit of a cowardly way out, but, you know, he made his bed, so he has to lay in it, you know.
No tears from the family of Naziah Harris upon learning convicted serial child rapist and murderer Jarvis Butts was found dead in his jail cell Thursday in a Jackson, Michigan prison. Michigan Department of Corrections tells us his death is being reported as a suicide.
You know, I feel like we still didn't get answers for Naziah. I feel like there were a lot of unanswered questions still about the case.
Like where her body is. Part of Butt's plea was that he had to reveal where he dumped Naziah's body that winter day back in 2024 after she got off the school bus. She was believed to be pregnant with his child.
That's crazy.
I think it was a bit of a coward.
Fucking crazy. Crazy, crazy, y'all. Let me get out of there. That is so sad. It really is. Well, I'm sure he's in hell. I am sure he is in hell, hell. For sure. How sad is that? How sad is that? I'll show you guys something too. This pissed me off. This pissed me. Hold on. Let me get it pulled up. This is disgusting. And this dude needs to, he needs to go to jail. He needs charges on him. I couldn't believe this when I seen it.
Canine handler under investigation tonight, accused of animal cruelty.
Trigger
the
warning.
Incident sparking the allegation was also caught on video. CBS 4's Gabriela Mirando talked to the woman who shot that video tonight.
Take a look at the moment a Frankfurt canine handler looks to pick up his partner Taz and slam him to the ground.
Trigger warning.
Shelby Batson shot the video Saturday and says there's a lot more she didn't get on camera.
He grabs this dog by the neck, lifts it up, and slams it up against the fence.
Batson says the officer lives in the house where the alleged abuse was filmed, and she called him out right then and there.
I don't think that's his first time doing that, because after I caught him, I said, hey, I got you on camera, like, I got you. He didn't say anything. He continued to work with the dog.
Frankfurt Police Chief Scott Shoemaker says the sergeant shown in the video has been with the department since 2022 and a canine handler since 2024.
If he's only been a canine handler since 2024, guess what, mister? You're fired. They need to fire him. He needs charges. He doesn't need no misdemeanor charges. He needs charges.
Cora Amos, a police canine breeder and trainer in southern Indiana, says that's not nearly enough time to be granted a dog.
What I have found here in the northern states, in the small communities, just small departments in general, they tend to just hand them out.
Lebanon police responded to the incident, but the investigation has since been transferred over to the Boone County Sheriff's Office. No charges have been filed, although IU law professor Jody Madeira says the officer could face a couple different misdemeanors or lower-level felonies.
Misdemeanors or lower-level felonies. It's abuse. It's abuse. And let me say this. I don't know the guy, but I wonder if he's got children. I wonder if he's got kids. For real. Yep, slap on the hand. I don't incite violence over here, but somebody needs to drop kick his ass. Isn't that that's freaking horrible. Low level.
If canines were considered fully fledged officers, as they are in other states, that would certainly ramp up the seriousness of any criminal charges that were filed.
Madeira says charges could also depend on the extent of Taz's injuries. Shoemaker says while Taz wasn't visibly hurt, he is being evaluated by an animal hospital.
It is a disgrace to the profession of being a law enforcement officer and upholding the law.
Absolutely.
It is a disgrace to being a canine handler and being trusted.
As her video continues to gain traction online, Batson hopes this leads to change in how departments vet their canine handlers.
Hell yeah. I don't understand why they would just automatically let someone just be a canine handler, right? I don't understand that. I don't. Check this out. This is crazy right here.
Now at 10.
And thank you very much for staying up late with us. I'm Rob Williams. Trisha is off tonight. The entire Brown County Police Department has been placed on leave.
The whole police department. The whole police department placed on leave.
As an investigation is underway. We sent our Brooklyn Andrews to Sardinia today to try and find out more, and she joins us with what she found out.
The Village of Sardinia Police Department is a small one, only consisting of 5 officers in total, and that includes their police chief. But regardless of size, it might be a little alarming to hear an entire department's been placed on leave amid an investigation. After speaking with Sardinia residents today, though, they say this didn't come as a surprise at all.
They're not surprised. I'm not going to play that whole thing. That's crazy. That is crazy. For real. I don't know a lot about what's been going on the YouTube streets. I was going to maybe pull up a couple clip channels and see what we had going on. I heard something about another person saying that they were military when they're not military. You know, that's just ridiculous. You shouldn't even do that right now. I mean, for sure. No, it's Brown County is in Indiana, Jenny. It is a very beautiful place, for sure. Hey, Zena. I know. I'm telling you guys, that really disgusted me when I seen that. Totally disgusted me. I mean, for sure. Sorry, I took a bite of my sandwich. My sandwich. Oh, Nestle sandwich. For sure. Let's come over and I seen where Ziggy, I don't know what she's doing. Something about sending out a bunch of cease and desist, and I don't even know why she's doing that, because, I mean, her and 6 Up has been kind of going back and forth for a long time. It is ham and provolone cheese and lettuce and tomato and mayo, May. For sure. You know what? I get really disappointed when, I mean, I don't know where that's at. I don't know why I always have a problem finding SDA's channel. Where's my, there it is. Okay, I got it. Let's see, Degenerative Loss has been covering Mark, I think. I don't even know Mark, I really don't. I really don't. But there was some paperwork out. Let me see. Something to do with him going to jail or something. Okay, here it is. Hang on. Here, let me, I'm going to drop their link. Let me drop this link really quickly. I'm not going to be on here real long today, you guys, I promise. I promise. Okay, there's Degenerate's channel right there, the link. So I guess he's... Okay, hold on. Ernie Shell remains in custody pending transfer to Kentucky. He is currently being held while waiting pickup related to Kentucky proceedings, with matters also tied to Massachusetts. It's important to note a correction for the record. Claims regarding prior military service attributed to Ernie Shell have been determined to be false. Well, we knew that. We knew that Angelo had there was a couple channels that definitely showed that Ernie was not telling the truth about his military service. This issue will no longer be presented or considered in related hearings. Relevant parties have been notified of this correction. Wow. So Ernie's lawyer, no matter where he's at, is not going to say that he's a veteran. As of this update, Ernie Shell has not been released to the public. He is expected to be transferred to Kentucky. He will face charges in Kentucky upon transfer. A court date is currently scheduled for April 9th in Kentucky. Wow. Well, thank you for that update. For sure. Well, you know, these people just run out here and, you know, oh, I'm military, right? Yes, thank you, Degenerate Lost. Thank you. You know, when I was in, it was back in 85. Very, very hard for a woman. I had my AIT, duty station, basic training, and I still don't run around saying that I'm a freaking vet. I want credit to go to those who deserve it. People, veterans, true veterans, people who went to war. I never saw any war. I never saw any war at all, right? Now, of course, we would go and to what we called being in the field, where we would go for a number of days to do our training and different things like that. Our servicemen and women are going through a lot right now, a whole lot. And these yahoos want to come on YouTube and put their names out there like that shit is just stupid. That shit is just stupid. I know my daughter tells me that all the time too, Poppy, but I'm good. I'm good with it. For real. For real. It's very hard. You know, I think sometimes people think that it's an easy life when you go into the military, that you make all this money, and our servicemen and women, they every day struggle. Me too. Me too. I'm glad he can't claim it anymore either. Absolutely. Well, that's what got me, Degenerate, when I heard Mark saying something about being in the military or something. You know, that's what pisses me off, because now I don't, like I said, I don't know that guy. I really don't. And, you know, allegedly he laid hands on his wife. And, you know, we've seen the fuck shit Ernie's done. These people should not even be mentioning the military. But that's how he's getting attention, right? That's how he's getting attention. He's seen Ernie getting attention that way, and that's what he's doing. No, Sage. No. He did not have a DD-214. Now, I've showed my DD-214. For sure. For sure, for sure. Ugh. So, yeah, the proof is there on Ernie. But, like I said, look how much attention Ernie got when he claimed he was a vet, la da 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 da, And him and Mark are bosom buddies. No pun intended. Hey, Peachy. No DD214 at all. Now, my DD214, when I was looking at some of the other, military individuals, vets that have come out and, spoke against, Ernie fibbing and everything, their DD214 is packed. Way more than mine. Way more than mine. But I don't know how Ernie, he goes, how is he getting discounts and stuff? How's he going into these restaurants and getting discounts? Are they just taking his word for it? Or did he actually, I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. It is crazy. For sure. There's just so much going on right now. That's like, they're just taking his word for it because as an employee, some people feel like it's disrespectful to ask for proof. Others are too embarrassed. Well, I mean, it could be too that the jobs that he was getting, you mean as far as going into a restaurant? Yeah, that's true. That is true. Very, very true. How much time you guys think Ernie will get? I wonder how much time he'll actually get in Kentucky. I don't know. I've never even got a discount. I've never went anywhere and asked for a freaking discount. At all. But we have a lot of veterans right now that are being hurt. They are being harmed right now as we speak. And I hate that. I know that they're there for a reason, and I try not to get too political, but it's sad. Very sad. Me neither. I haven't asked for a senior discount either. At all. Ever, ever. A lot of bad shit going on right now, you guys. Bad stuff. And then you got, I have a hard time tolerating, some of these yahoos on social media, for sure. For sure. Let's see. Oh my gosh. As soon as I can find it, I put it on my watch later list. But there's a website that you can go to and watch certain content without having to subscribe to people. Because this girl did it on Gypsy Rose Blanchard. For sure. Oh, you guys, let me tell you something. I never go to my Facebook. I had it in my notifications. And I ignored it. So I don't know what was going on with it, but some weird fuck tried to friend me on Facebook. I'm like, hell no. I'm not a big Facebooker at all. For sure. Not a lot going on, though. At all. Sad, sad world. Well, you know, some people are a little bit different. Who the fuck is that? Hold on, let's see who this is. That busted page on Facebook gets me every time. Every time. Let's see what I got saved in here. Let me see. What is this? Dear Narcissist, you'll tell everyone I'm crazy. You'll leave out everything you did. You'll twist every truth until people feel sorry for you and believe the version of the story that makes you look innocent. You'll rewrite the past, erase your behavior, and make it sound like I was the problem all along. That's the pattern. Deny, deflect, and shift the blame. But that's okay. Facts and the truth do not need your approval, your permission, or your version of the story. The truth always has a way of revealing itself over time, no matter how carefully someone tries to hide it. And when it finally does come to light, it won't be my words that destroy the illusion. It will be the reality of your own actions, because the truth eventually breaks through even the most carefully constructed fantasy. Well, isn't that something? Isn't that something? For sure. So yeah, we got whole ass police departments. Hey, Mr. A. Whole ass police departments getting laid off. Well, they're not being laid off. They're getting their asses busted. Have you guys noticed, like in the last year, it's like the last year, evil people are being busted. Evil people they're getting caught. They're getting caught. I mean, a lot of people are like, you know, get into conspiracy theories. But what you got to remember is something truthful had to lead into the conspiracy theory, right? For sure. For sure, for sure. This is funny. Here, I'm going to pull this up. And we're just bullshitting. You guys, we can talk about whatever you want. I hope they find Naziah, though. I really do. I wanted to pull up that other case, too. There's another case I want to pull up, too. I thought this was funny.
I'm gonna lie to you, this is a hard economy to not do drugs in. Because you know what's cheaper than 3 days worth of food? Getting a bag of dope and not eating for a week. And then while you're on the shit, you always come up with some fantastic idea to make money. Always. I knew one old boy that used to take pieces of cedar and make homemade lamps. Sold the shit out of them. He'd just stay up all night and make lamps out of pieces of cedar. Wasn't a speck of food in his house, never was. But you know what? You didn't need it. Now, 2.5 years out after getting clean, man, I can't stop eating. I'm hungry all the time. It's so expensive. I'm getting so fat. My blood pressure is high. All I can think about is pizza. I just want pizza all the time.
Pizza. I just want pizza all the time. Me too. Girl found with her hands off and father charged. Let's see if I can find the story. Okay, so I wanted to see if we had an update on Kaimani Lateeg. I don't. Let's see if he's went back to court. Now, 13-year-old Kaimani Lateeg's body was found in an abandoned house. Her father, Darnell Jones, was charged with unaliving her. An autopsy revealed he had AR'd her, he cut off her hands, and her throat was nearly... Remember, they said that he tried to basically decapitate her, right? Who's the Sugars, May? Who's the Sugars? Oh, the Duggars. Oh, yeah, they're in big trouble. They were saying when a lie takes the elevator, the truth will eventually come up. If it takes the stairs. Well, you know, this is the thing. If you're ever, if somebody is talking shit about you and you try to have a conversation and all they're doing is screaming, they won't let you get a word in edgewise, and they just rant. Yeah, they're usually not telling the truth. For real. So, Kaimani's father actually AR'd her, did all these horrible things, and left her inside an abandoned house. Yes. And he tried to basically make the body where she couldn't be, nobody could tell who she was. Yeah, that Duggar family's a trip, ain't it? They did that show 19 Kids and Counting. Now, the weird thing about that is they went by this weird ass religion where they would, I mean, the way that they, how do you want to, they came from this weird religion where they followed this guy. I think I got it in my watch later because I was looking at that. Let me see if I can find it. Where they basically would abuse a kid, but say that it was, you know, I have to find it now. Let me find it. Where is it? I don't know if I can find it. Damn it, that upsets me. Because I know I watched it. I had it on here. I sure did. This weird ass guy, they were teaching, the teachings were, what is it? Spare the rod, spoil the child, or something like that. And I know I had it on here. Now I'm mad at myself because I did have it on here. Huh. Yeah, it's this weird fucking religion. Huh. I might be able to pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up. Well, that one's going to be tough. Is it the Family International? No, the Family International was David Brandt. That's not what I'm looking for. I can't remember the guy's name. He wrote a freaking book. Let me put it in a different way. What was the Duggar religion? Here we go. They were independent. Hey, Carrie. They were independent fundamentalist Baptists. They followed strict conservative religious beliefs, including prohibiting contraception, practicing strict modesty in dress, and adhering to patriarchal principles, largely influenced by the Institute's and Basic Life's principle. And I believe I had a video and everything. I did. I had a video and everything lined up. What happened? I don't know. I'll have to find it. For sure. But yeah, this old dude wrote a freaking book on, you know, how to basically get your children to behave or some shit. Yeah, it's weird. Hey, Rapper, you went to the dentist today? Are you okay? Are you okay, Rapper? I hope so. I hope you are okay. For real. I gotta find that dude's name. Because it's driving me crazy. Yeah, he wrote a whole book on how to discipline your children. Let me word this a little. Who was the man who wrote a book on how to discipline? Here, maybe I can find it here. Bada bing, bada boom. Dr. James Dobson, is that him? Dare to Discipline. He advocated for a balance of firm authority, structure, and love, later updating his approach in the new Strong-Willed Child. I believe that's him. I think that's him. Heck yeah. Yeah. We may pull up the audiobook on that. It's got the audiobook. He started disciplining these children really young. Hold on. Here, we'll just listen. We'll listen to a minute of it. Let's see. Let's see if I'm in the right track here.
Occurred, which was typical of Sandy's way of doing business. The mother, I'll call her Mrs. Nichols, put the youngster down for a nap. She knew it was unlikely she would stay in bed. Sandy was not accustomed to doing anything she didn't fancy, and nap time was not on her list of fun things to do in the afternoon. On this occasion, however, the child was more interested in antagonizing her mother than in merely having her own way.
Don't antagonize
Sandy
your
began
mother.
to scream. She yelled loudly enough to upset the whole neighborhood, fraying Mrs. Nichols' jangled nerves. Then she tearfully demanded various things, including a glass of water. At first, Mrs. Nichols refused to comply with the orders, but she surrendered when Sandy's screaming again reached a peak of intensity. As the glass of water was delivered, the mischievous child pushed it aside, refusing to drink because her mother had not brought it soon enough.
This is the guy.
Mrs. Nichols stood offering the water for a few minutes, then said she would take it back to the kitchen if Sandy didn't drink it by the time she counted to 5. Sandy set her jaw and waited through the count. 3, 4, 5. As Mrs. Nichols grasped the glass and walked toward the kitchen, the child screamed for the water. Sandy dangled her harassed mom back and forth like a yo-yo until she tired of the sport. Mrs. Nichols and her little daughter are among the many casualties of an unworkable, illogical philosophy of child management, which has long dominated the literature on this subject. This mother had read that a child will eventually respond to reason and forbearance, ruling out the need for firm leadership. She had been told to encourage the child's rebellion because it offered a valuable release of hostility. She attempted to implement the recommendations of the experts who suggested that she verbalize the child's feelings in a moment of conflict. You want the water, but you're angry because I brought it too late. You don't want me to take the water.
My mama would have said, you ain't getting it. She probably wouldn't have brought me a glass of water to start with. Oh, excuse me, guys. I got my fucking cold. It's so bad.
Water back to the kitchen. You don't like me because I make you take naps. She had also been taught that conflicts between parent and child were to be perceived as misunderstandings or differences in viewpoint. Unfortunately, Mrs. Nichols and her advisors were wrong. She and her child were involved in no simple difference of opinion. She was being challenged, mocked, and defied by her daughter. No heart-to-heart talk would resolve this nose-to-nose confrontation. Because
I have to find the video because there was a mother who was up at the pew testifying about her. I think her child at the time was like 2 years old. And she stated that she spent all day, every day, whooping her child into submission. Whooping her child into submission. It's fucking crazy.
The real issue was totally unrelated to water or the nap or other aspects of the particular circumstances. The actual meaning behind this conflict, and 100 others, was simply this. Sandy was brazenly rejecting the authority of her mother. The way Mrs. Nichols handled these confrontations would determine the nature of their future relationship, especially during the adolescent years. Much has been written about the dangers of harsh, oppressive, unloving discipline. These warnings are valid and should be heeded. However, the consequences of oppressive discipline have been cited as justification for the abdication of leadership. That is foolish. There are times when a strong-willed child will clench his little fists and dare his parents to accept his challenges. He's not motivated by frustration or inner hostility, as it's often supposed. He merely wants to know where the boundaries lie and who's available to enforce them. Many well-meaning specialists have waved the banner of tolerance, but offered no solution for defiance. They've stressed the importance of parental understanding of the child, and I concur. But we need to teach children that they have a future.
I mean, this weird ass dude. I promise we're gonna do a whole. I promise I'm gonna start pulling stuff up on it, right? No, are you sure Purple Rainstorm? Bill Gothard? Maybe that's who it is. Okay, let me pull him up. I couldn't remember what his name is. Yes. Yes, he's a weird fucker. That looks like him. He's freaking weird. Yeah, principle of the basic life. Yeah, Institute in Basic Life Principles. Yeah, that's okay. That's what I had pulled up to start with. Let me see. Did he resign after abuse allegations? No, I don't know if that's him. Okay, hold on. Here's one of the Duggar girls explaining it. Yes, Bill Gothard. Yes. Thank you, Purple Rain. Oh, wait. Sweetie, watch out. Watch out, lady.
Is what they were called. He basically came on the scene. He would fill up massive stadiums of thousands of people. He would promise these parents a guarantee for success for their families. So if you do my 7 steps to freedom, you will gain freedom with Christ. And they were fear-based, manipulative, superstitious.
That's him.
It was a lot of outward standards. So the girls would wear skirts only, not listen to any music with drums. We couldn't work outside the house. I see it as a parent. You want a black and white answer. You want these concrete solutions for parenting. And ultimately, it does come down to trusting God with your kids. And I think that's where Bill Gothard, he missed it. He had this solution outside of scripture, outside of a relationship with God, because you didn't even have to be a Christian at that point. You follow his rules and you're good.
That's right. Lord, I'll have to pull up some stuff on here. Okay. Lord, that guy is like woo-woo, right? Michael Pearl is another one. I had remembered seeing the Bill Gothard stuff years ago, because there's a video of him being weird in the front of the church. For sure. Oh, thanks, Purple. I appreciate that. For sure. I mean, I gotta find that weird ass video. For sure. We are going to find it. I promise. He was like whipping a child at the front of the church, and it was like disgusting. Disgusting. That Gypsy Rose stuff's a little crazy, though. Oh, wait. Was this it? Let me see. Maybe this is it. Oh, this is it. I found it. I found it. Lord have mercy. Remain calm. You found it. Okay, this is a little bit about the Duggar family. Yeah. Let's see. I don't believe so, May. It wasn't the FLDS church. It was a weird ass psychotic schizophrenic and his schizophrenic wife.
Okay, let's see. You understand? Did you understand now? Yes, sir. Okay, we'll give that.
I do believe she was Mormon, though, right? Elizabeth Smart was Mormon. Making a joke out of this, right? They may be making a joke out of this, but in real life in these families, they're not patting their kids on the ass. They are literally beating them. Oh my gosh. You know what that reminds me of? Of a baby boy that was made to stand there. Oh no. Dude, I got a scam call. Hello? What? Hello? All right, well, don't know who that was, but they didn't want to play with me today. What was his name? I hate that. The little boy that his mother took him to the boyfriends to, because he was being a bad boy and they were going to, get him to, they were making him stand with his hand in prayer. Do you need encouragement? These people are wild, I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. I will try to pull up a little bit more on that stuff, you guys, for sure. I'm going to get off here, though. I'm going to finish eating my sandwich. I think I'm going to lay down for a little while. Try to get to feeling a little bit better. I do have a live schedule tomorrow at 4:20. It will be, I don't want to say what it's about because I've got like 2 or 3 different things I want to talk about. So, I don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about yet, but I will pull up, some stuff on that, for sure. I was trying to see when Kaimani's father was supposed to, I don't think he'd went to court yet. I will check into that too, for sure. I will. Thank you so much. Thank you, Poppy. I appreciate you so much. We'll definitely get into some other stuff. I just needed, when you're not feeling good and you kind of doing small things all day and you just need to take a minute. This was my minute. Actually, an hour and 15 minutes was my minute. So I'm going to finish my sandwich and probably just lay down for a little while and keep drinking my fluids. I drank 2 bottles of freaking that Gatorade Light or whatever. It's like Pedialyte, but it's Gatorade too. I drank like 2 bottles of that, and but they're not giving you anything for it. You know, when you got the flu, they don't want to give you anything for it, so you got to kind of just suffer through it. And so hopefully I'm at the end of it. I hope so, because I felt like dog shit. I really did. So, all right, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me for a little while. I appreciate it. And I definitely will catch you tomorrow. And be you, do you, go have fun. And I will try to catch up a little bit on the YouTube streets and see what's going on. I thought for sure, maybe it was just me, but I thought that someone said something about protesting at JLRs. Let me see if I can find it. I could be wrong. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now, you guys. For real. For real, for real. I'll find it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next time. Yes, Poppy, my friend. I am going to do that right now. Thank you guys for popping in. I appreciate you for sure. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little while. All right, you guys, have fun. Have fun and stay safe. Try not to get the flu bug for sure. Thank you, May May. All right, bye, you guys.